All right, everyone. Welcome back to the seventh in Gary Technologies Building Fluency webinar series. I'm your host, Nuri Miller. I just got back from Chicago where we did a workshop on knowledge patterns at Acadia. We started out with an example, but we kind of branched off. We had some really creative results, and I hope in the near future to share that with everyone, some of the results of that workshop. So let's get started. I want to start like every week by first double click and open up Digital Project. You should find on your desktop here Digital Project V1R4. Let that start up while I do my presentation. We'll be using the Quick Start model, which is one of the two models available on the download page of the Gary Technologies website. So just make sure to have that ready. We'll be using that model today. Okay, so just briefly, so today we're going to be touching on drawing production in Digital Project. This particular session will deal with basically setting up a drawing file with, and we'll look at customizing the title block and how you can set up the drawing files for your particular standards for your office. We'll look at linking the model environment with the drawing file. So there's basically now within version 1 release 4, R4, there's a way to create a link, a direct link between the model environment and the drawing file. Then we'll touch on, of course, creating the two-dimensional views, and those views are live. So as you know, any changes in the model are made, this ripples through into the drawing file automatically. And then we'll look at annotating, in particular creating custom annotations. These objects can be linked live to the model information, so that in the example we'll be going through, if say your slab volume changes, volume of concrete, and you want to display that in your drawing, there's a way to create an annotation to automatically display that. So just go back a second. Like every week, this session, like all the sessions, are basically classroom format. Questions are definitely welcome. It's just a starting point for a lot of subjects within digital projects. So we hope in the near future to delve a little deeper into particular subjects that you're interested in that have been related digital project. And again, following the webinar, please submit any questions you have to knowledge@gtglobal.com. Okay. So let's get started. You should have Digital Project open. And the first thing we want to do is create a new drawing file. So I'm going to go up to File, New. And I'm going to locate the drawing type under New and select that and click OK. Now under this window we have some choices in terms of drawing standards. If you're an American architect and you're working under the typical architectural standards, then that would be UDS. That's what we'll be using today. And then under sheet style, there's different ARC A, B, C. There's different sheet sizes and preset scales. So in this case, I'm gonna check the Arch D 8th scale, and I definitely want to make sure that it's set to landscape Once I've got that set, I click OK. So you should see the sheet. Once you have that, you should see the sheet displayed. There's a single sheet here. You could create multiple sheets in one file if you needed to. So now we're gonna put in a title block. In order to do that, basically, a drawing sheet has two different spaces. It has the space we see right now to generate your views from your model, but also it has, if you go to Edit, Sheet Background, it has sort of a background space, and this is where you would put any kind of title block information, basically anything you don't need to directly edit all the time is going to sit in this background space. So you just want to go to Edit, Sheet Background, click that. And as soon as you do that, you'll see that some of your options, some of your buttons change a bit. And if you look over here on the upper right, there's a button called Frame and Title Block. This will only appear when you're in this background sheet space. So if you're looking for it and you don't see it, there's a chance that you haven't switched to this background space. And everything should kind of turn blue. That's how you know you're in this background. So click the Frame and Title Block button. And this is a new feature in V1R4 that allows us to bring in a template file from the project standards. Once we do this, we're going to look at the template and see how we can edit the template and customize it. So it's going to, all we need to do basically, we don't need to select a sheet size because it recognizes the sheet size automatically. All we need to do is select Create and click OK. And it's going to go through and grab the template file that's set up in our project standards and place it there. So this is the kind of default setup. You'll see we have a collection of text objects and some lines that were set up to delineate the title block. But you could set this up however your standards are set in your office. So to exit this background, once we have the sheet brought in, just go to Exit and Working Views. And so we're back in the typical space we're going to use when generating the drawings. Before I go any further, I'll go ahead and save that file. And I'm just going to save that. I think I'll call that same name as the file that's in there, just with my name attached to it at the end here. So underscore Nuri. Just to show that it's not the example file that's in there. Okay, so I want to show how to edit this title block. So let's go to, I'm going to open up Project Standards, and that's located, if I expand my tree here, that's located under the C drive, under Program Files, Digital Project V1R4, and there should be a Project Standards folder. In some cases, if your office has set up a central Project Standards, this folder may be located on your server. So that's the default setting is to load Project Standards on the local C drive. So we want to go to Startup, Templates, and Frame Title Block. And you'll see here the different templates for the different size sheets. So in this case, we're going to pick the architectural D.cat drawing. I'm going to drag that into, let's go back there a second. Drag that into Digital Project. Okay, so it should look the same as the sheet we already have, right? Because